Hi there, this is Dr. Bob Flower with your Gilchrist International TV report, the Master Pattern Report for Thursday, August 17th. I have to remind myself. Okay, so let's see where we're at. The week before, we had predicted that the period between the 7th and the 12th was going to be somewhat chaotic, and I would say that was an accurate assessment as to what the devil has been going on up until actually the 15th, when day before the 15th, when North Korea capitulated in its demands for more attention and their attack on Guam. We haven't heard the last of that, but I think it's all over with the shouting concerning that. It seems rather apparent that this guy is not as nuts as everybody may have thought. While he may take extreme actions, he's not that stupid. I think the commitment by the United States to blow him off the earth stood pretty strong. However, we haven't seen the end of this chaos cycle. We have more coming up this Monday and Tuesday, and it's going to center around the president. I think if you think he's had some problems with the Charlottesville issue, wait until next week. I think you're going to see more stuff that is not going to be too well received by a lot of Trump haters, and it doesn't look very good for the president for this period, and it doesn't look good for the market upcoming. Now, so you can expect some more of this, certainly Monday and maybe a couple of days more into the week. Observation on the economy. The markets are weakening. The dollar is down. In fact, it's down for the year. Oil, although it has bounced up to the $50 level, is now retreating again. The interest rates, while they're holding steady, and it doesn't look like they're going to be raising them before the end of the year, are still on the upswing. Now, here's the big difference with the stock market. The Dow Jones is moving ahead, breaking 22,000, and it'll escalate somewhat from that point. But that represents a lot of the larger companies, especially your S&P companies. The small and mid-sized stocks are down, and they're somewhat on a decline. So that means that we believe that we're going to be in for a correction here relatively soon, certainly by fall, maybe September, possibly October. And what sort of correction? Well, we're looking at somewhere around 15%. So, while not drastic, it's dramatic. And so you got to adjust your investments accordingly. And what about our metals? Well, actually, gold seems to be holding up a lot better than silver. We had the rise in the metals with the North Korean incident 2 weeks ago. It then backed off. It's coming back a little stronger here, but a lot of the specialists are backing off on the metals, in particular silver. They think silver is exceptionally weak, and it is weak. But I think we're going to see a bounce here. And here's one very practical reason why. If the border wall is approved, and we believe it will be to some degree or another, that wall will be built. Every yard will include 2/3 of an ounce of silver. That's an awful lot of silver, folks. And if that doesn't raise the price of silver, nothing will. So while a lot of the specialists are calling for a flatter silver, some of them are calling for a drop down to $14.50, maybe even more, I'm going to follow the patterns, and I'm going to say that watch the sequence with the border wall, and if that thing is passed to any significant degree, you'll see a good move in silver. So keep your powder dry. All right. Now there's something else I want to discuss here that I think is very important, and this whole issue of opioids that are really decimating our society and hurting our economy. I want to know why our leaders can't devise an edict that encourages companies, especially chemical companies, to provide us with drugs that would nullify the effect of opioids. Why can't we have like a reward system? Like let's say the government says, okay, here's what we're going to do, folks. We want to nullify opioids and the balance of these scourge drugs, and we're going to give $100 million reward to those companies that come up with a process that can chemically nullify the effects of these drugs. And maybe even, part of that might be if you can come up with a feel-good drug, something that really works, that makes you feel good, but it doesn't have any impact on you, but yet it doesn't twist your brain around so that, you completely change what you are and who you are. I mean, with the money that we spend, is that not a worthwhile price? And you're not spending it until it's achieved. This is not a research thing. This is something that says, hey, a company, Mr. Entrepreneur, a little guy in his basement or in his garage, come up with something that works. Come up with something that'll knock out the effects of opioids and put them out of business and stop this decimation of our youth and of our economy. This is costing us, billions and billions and billions of dollars in many different ways. Crime, lack of production, things of this sort. Okay, law and order, protection, security. This is all being impacted. And this is a methodology for accomplishing that. Okay, so I would like to encourage you to send a letter, send an email, take a minute, take 2 minutes, and contact your congressman and your senator and tell them, hey, this is a good idea. Why don't you try this? And let's see if we can get something going here that's positive. Something that has to do with potential achievement instead of some rhetoric about what happened in the past. Things that really are emotionally based. Okay? And I'm sure that many of you have many similar ideas, which we would like to hear from and about. So with that, we're looking for a little downturn here. Not much as of yet. We don't think that a more significant downturn in the market will occur until around after Labor Day. So keep your powder dry on that. If you invested in our two special stocks, you're probably at this point, although you were up pretty good, they're back down again. But they're buy more, because I can assure you that these things are going to move, and they're going to move good. Next time they move, take profits. And that's what it's all about. You never lose money by taking profits. Okay? Wisdom. Smart. Okay. I want to wish you a great weekend. Also, Monday is the big eclipse day. And if you're a astrologer believer or anything of that sort, very, very significant. It's the first time in 99 years. And I read someplace that not only is it the first that occurred of this type, that occurred in 99 years, but it will not occur for another 600,000 years. I mean, that's incredible. I think that, I remember reading that. I don't know how accurate that is, but if that's the case, that's incredible. That's a pretty hefty cosmic event. Gotta mean something. Got to mean something. So watch out for the president. Watch out for the leaders. And watch your back. Have a great weekend. See you next week.